Godzilla vs. Tiamat is one of the craziest battles in Godzilla x Kong. I mean, Godzilla chopped him up into 20 different pieces. But what would happen if they fought again? Would Godzilla dominate, or would Tiamat win him and kill him? Well, let's find out.
Those of you who watched GXK and
We all
witnessed
watched
this
it.
scene may have probably thought that Godzilla finally put an end to this rivalry. Here at Goji Center,
Wait,
we
what
also
do you mean?
thought the same. However, new updated
Wait.
information on this rivalry has been revealed.
No way Tiamat
Not
is
only
still
making
alive.
the history of this rivalry more interesting, but
No
also
way.
laying bare the fact that this war between Tiamat and Godzilla is not over.
How? He
On
literally
the
killed him.
contrary, this conflict
What?
between two apex titan species
No.
has just
Tiamat
begun.
is dead. I don't care what you say.
Subscribe to
How
not miss
else can
any
he
of
be
these
alive?
episodes discussing your favorite MonsterVerse kaiju. And
Make sure to hit
now,
that
let's
subscribe
get
button,
into
guys.
this rivalry.
Bro, but
Goji
how?
Center has talked a good bit about Titanus Tiamat already, from first discussing how it almost defeated Godzilla in Godzilla Dominion.
Nah, Godzilla
discussing
Dominion.
its
Godzilla
newly
was just
revealed
tired. He
Titan
wanted to
dossier,
sleep,
up
that's
until
why.
her execution depicted in Godzilla Kong: The New Empire. For a Titan that was extremely powerful on paper, many were baffled upon witnessing how easily Godzilla dispatched this kaiju.
It's just Godzilla is so
Seemingly,
much
at
stronger.
least. At this point, it was easy to think that this was the ultimate end of Tiamat. But no, today we are going to bring up two brand new and official bits of information,
Whoa,
storyline,
what?
and lore that more or less tells us that this feud between the sea serpents and Godzilla is far from over.
Whoa,
In
what
the
do you
new
mean?
graphic novel Monster
I
vs.
thought Godzilla
Declassified,
killed
we get
him.
some information about Tiamat that explains how she turned from this to this. And a very interesting detail at the end of the story, and bad news for Godzilla.
No,
In this
what do you
graphic
mean, bro?
novel, we are introduced to some history regarding Tiamat. Here, we see her in the same form as when she appeared in Godzilla Dominion. Blue and purple scales with translucent fins, wings that acted as flippers for navigation underwater. The book depicts the many instances throughout history where Tiamat would
Why did even
purposefully
Tiamat
attack human
change colors? I
civilizations
just
over
noticed
time.
that. I thought
Our
she was
best
always
guess here is
purple.
that Tiamat would develop an acquired taste for attacking humanity, earning her the title of Destroyer seen in Tiamat's Monarch dossier. As we reach the modern era, Tiamat would continue her warpath, disrupting human civilization, war operations, and
why?
ultimately immortalizing her in legends and myth. But what of her evolution? After the events of Godzilla Dominion, after Godzilla kicked her out of his former lair, Tiamat began looking for a new place to thrive, making her
Tiamat
way
went down
the
to Antarctica
Arctic
and she's like,
Ocean.
I'm gonna get my
Now,
revenge
those
on
who have seen
Godzilla,
Godzilla
but
Kong
she
will
died.
recall a few things about this location. In the MonsterVerse, this place served as a stockpile of radiation courtesy of solar energy, making it one of the largest reservoirs of solar radiation on the planet. And Tiamat was here to take possession of it. Of course, another Titan would have already been here, and the fact that this Titan was
Whoa,
here
what?
may explain why Godzilla hasn't previously taken possession of this place earlier.
What
In
is
this
that
graphic
Titan?
novel, we find Tiamat entering this icy cave when all of a sudden another Titan taking the form of an echinoderm quickly
How
grabs
many
Tiamat
people
and
have-
starts a
how many
battle that
Titans
would
have
end
lived in
badly
that
for the
place?
defeated Titan. This
Oh.
Titan remains unnamed for
Ew.
now. Despite this, we
Ew,
must
what
mention
the-
that this creature
that kinda
does
looks
have
like,
some strong resemblance with a few screenshots taken
What's
from
that guy's
Godzilla
name?
King of the Monsters,
Patrick from
resembling
SpongeBob.
those images of Titanus Typhon.
Typhon?
This isn't fully confirmed yet. During the battle, this creature shoots out a hot, viscous, bioluminescent substance.
He has an
The
atomic
side effects
beam?
of getting
Bro, at
stinged
this point,
by this
everyone
is
has an
burns
atomic beam.
and
Even
some
Kong
corrosive
probably.
damage, managing to eat through Tiamat's armor. Tiamat escapes the echinoderm's grasp and begins a deadly counterattack, swimming rapidly around this creature, disorienting it. And
Man, I
this
wish we
time
got like a TV show
ensnaring the
showing these
starfish.
battles, because
With
I
its
love
bladed
comics, but
fins
bro, at
and
the end of the
strong
day, you just
serpentine
picture.
body, Tiamat manages to rip the echinoderm right in half, sending its severed body
Oh
down into the
my.
sea floor.
Tiamat is not
This
to be played
victory
with. Tiamat is
established
very
Tiamat
strong.
as the proprietor of this energy source, and here we see that she wasted no time and surrendered herself to the effects of this energy source. Similar to how Godzilla allowed himself to be engulfed by layers of ice and bioradiation phenomena, Tiamat cocooned herself in her new lair and would over time evolve into a different form.
This is why
evolving into a
she
Titan
evolved the
with
same
many
reason
more
Godzilla
bladed
evolved. I think
fins,
it's the
more appendages,
radiation
and a
that changed
magenta
them.
bioluminescent glow reminiscent of the energy stored here. and capable of inheriting some defensive traits of the Titan that used to thrive in this location. In the newly released console game Kong Survival Instinct,
Should I play
we
that, by the way?
witnessed Tiamat once again, this time taking on her new form and using this same weapon, a pink viscous corrosive substance capable of burning
So
through
she
hard
does have an
armor
atomic
and
beam.
organic
Bro,
substances.
everybody have an
So,
atomic
what
beam,
does this
man.
evolution have
Kong
anything
versus
to do with
Tiamat,
the
wait,
continued
what?
rivalry between Tiamat and Godzilla? Well, there's more. Kong's Survival Instinct storyline includes a shocking revelation that dictates that Godzilla will potentially fight sea serpents once again. And yes, that's serpents, plural here.
Wait,
Let
what do
us
you mean? No,
explain.
come on, you gotta explain
The
faster
story
from
of
each
Kong's
center.
Survival Instinct is an interesting one. In the game, we learned that shortly after the events of Godzilla vs. Kong, that being in 2024, Alan Jonah was still at large and was the head of a mercenary group known as Hyenas. These folks specialized in the black market trade of organic remains of titans and other sorts of megafauna. Throughout the story, we learned that these guys managed to capture a specimen that would hold great importance to this
No
one,
way they captured
Tiamat. Who
Tiamat.
are we talking about? Ladies and gents, we are talking about Lahamu, the
What?
offspring of Titanus Tiamat.
Tiamat
That's
had
right,
babies?
Lady Tiamat is officially a mother now, and Lahamu
Wait,
now joins the ranks of MonsterVerse
no
Kaiju.
way,
In
Tiamat
this
had a
story,
baby.
Lahamu is still
Okay, Godzilla's just gonna
relatively
kill the
small by
baby.
Titan
Oh,
standards,
nice.
measuring possibly around 90 to 100 feet in length. Given that Titans in this game are scaled at a smaller size, that being so they can interact better with the human characters and fit on screen, it's possible that any official size of Lahamu may surpass the 100-foot range.
Ooh, she is
Regardless
so
of this, it is
ugly.
the
I'm not gonna
physical
lie. She
attributes
kind of
of
looks like
Lahamu
an
that make it more
axolotl, but
interesting.
way more
It is
uglier.
mentioned in the
I
game
really
that
love
Lahamu
Tiamat's
does
design,
have a
but
striking
this guy looks
resemblance to
ugly.
Titanus Tiamat. And after a bit, we do get confirmation that yes, this is indeed Tiamat's daughter.
She's Tiamat's offspring.
Additionally,
Ooh.
according to the mythological origins of Lahamu, the Mesopotamian goddess Tiamat was said to have two offspring. One
Two?
being Lamu, the son, and Lahamu, the daughter.
So there's
In
wait,
this
no
game,
way Tiamat has
Lahamu,
two.
although being
No,
Tiamat's
no,
daughter,
no.
does differ in some way or form. If we look closely at both of these specimens, Lahamu differs in that she is not the same coloration as her mother at this point in time.
Yeah, but
with
Tiamat
silver
changed
scales
because
in
of
body
the
color and different
evolution.
colored fins. Her tongue, unlike her parents, splay out like petals, and this one only has one pair of appendages, unlike her mother who has four. Now, there is probably some explanation as to why she looks different. If we take into account Tiamat in her previous form before she evolved,
Yeah, see,
we
this
see a
one looks
resemblance to
more
both
like
of
the
these,
other baby,
that being
yeah.
its coloration and types of fins. Meaning that whenever Tiamat gave birth to Lahamu, the offspring may have adopted physical characteristics of both Tiamat's evolved and previous form.
Ooh.
But this is just the beginning. This one, however, mutated enough to take in other additional properties.
Wait,
It is
like
mentioned
what?
in-game in Lahamu's creature profile that this one has advanced camouflage capabilities, allowing
How
her
do you
to be
camouflage
borderline
at water?
invisible.
No.
But some of you may
What?
be thinking, how is a juvenile Lahamu going to threaten Godzilla?
Yeah, Godzilla's
Surely
going to take
even
him
an
and eat him.
invisible sea serpent
No.
would still be detected by an overly sensitive Alpha Titan with alternative ways to detect other kaiju. And plus, Tiamat is 100% confirmed to be dead after Godzilla turned her into sliced sashimi in the Arctic.
Nah.
Well, about that. Going back to MonsterVerse Declassified,
No way
there's
Tiamat's
still
alive.
a part of
No.
the story we have to tell you guys
No.
about.
If Tiamat's
The
still alive,
beginning of the
I'm
chapter
done with the
that depicts
MonsterVerse. How can she be
Tiamat
alive?
actually begins
Godzilla
with a
chopped her up
Monarch
into 20
scientist that
pieces.
arrives on the site where Tiamat had just been executed. She takes a sample of this Titan's remains, and after another time jump in the book, we are taken to a post-GXK scene in an underground Hollow Earth facility underneath the energy stockpile, where another shocking revelation is introduced. In an analysis lab, the sample taken by the Monarch scientist is revealed to have a 0% rate of decay. What is this? Let's find out.
What does that even mean?
For you to fully comprehend how crazy this is and how serious this problem will get for Godzilla, here's what rate of decay means. Put very simply, rate of decay refers to how quickly something diminishes or rots over time. In physics and biology, it's
Okay.
used to describe how quickly a radioactive
Isn't
substance
zero
will
good?
lose
Like
its
he's
energy
dead.
and
He
mass.
can't
The
regenerate.
metric used to show rate of decay is half-life. If you grab a piece of Titan tissue, for instance, and it has a half-life of 5 years, it means that in 5 years, only half of the radiation in this Titan tissue will remain. After another 5 years, then only a quarter of the energy will be left, and so on. Here, Tiamat's remains show signs of zero decay,
Hey.
meaning that this stuff is still radioactive.
But still, they can't do anything
And in
about
this
it, right?
universe, this means that whatever body parts can be salvaged, it's still viable to be able to clone or regenerate. And what do we have here? After Godzilla once again decapitated another Titan, Monarch was able to recover yet another head left behind by the G-Man. This time,
No
hinting
way,
at
we
the
get
fact that
Mecha
the conflict
Tiamat.
between
No
Tiamat
way.
and her species is not over yet.
No
So,
way.
where was Lahamu when Godzilla barged into her mother's lair and killed her? We don't have any confirmation about Lahamu's whereabouts as of now, but it is possible that as Godzilla was fighting Tiamat in the icy waters, Lahamu was able to barely make her escape. That, or she would have matured enough to not rely on her mother's protection in the events of GXK. If Lahamu is alive post-GXK, there is no doubt that Lahamu will search for vengeance.
Nah,
And if this
Godzilla will
Tiamat
kill them
does
both.
somehow
Both of them
regenerate,
together,
or if a clone is
2v1.
developed,
Bro, come
Godzilla
on.
will not only have to worry about a vengeful Titan,
Ooh.
but potentially the wrath of a reproducing species.
Nah. That is kind of scary, but I think Godzilla can kill them both, let's be honest. This was crazy episode, by the way. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. But anyways, that's gonna be the end of this video. I hope you guys like it. If you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Let me know what video I should react next, guys. And with that being said, peace.